Howdy friends. So it's October, nearly mid-October, and the temperatures are starting to drop here in Colorado Springs. If you look at the weather, you're going to start seeing that it's going to get into the freezing temps here pretty soon. So I want to just show you what to do in this case. It's about time to call whoever you call or get your friend with a compressor out to blow out your sprinkler lines. If you haven't done that yet and you want to make sure you don't freeze your apparatus on the outside of your home, you got to do a few things on the inside of your home. So what I'm going to do is drain my sprinkler lines today and make a phone call to get someone to come out here to blow out the sprinkler lines in the next week or so. Okay, so anyway, here's your water main down here. You'll have something that looks like this, okay? The water line from there is going to come up and continue straight if it goes to supply all your faucets in your house and your washer, your washing machine and stuff like that. You're going to have a part that branches off up here, okay? This branch part is the one that goes out to the sprinkler line. So what I'm going to do is shut the water supply off to that by turning that valve perpendicular, okay? It was running with the line, all right? And then this valve right here comes down and is connected to a hose. And this hose goes down into a drain in the floor. I'm going to show you this hose comes all the way down here and into this drain. I'm going to go ahead and open that up very slowly. And right now, because I'm going to have to open up some valves outside, you're not going to hear a lot of water running. But when I do the ones outside, this is going to let some water run into that drain. So that's all we got to do here on the inside for the moment. Okay, we'll go to the outside now. We're outside, out on your apparatus on the side of your home, and these things are all made out of metal and they can freeze. So you want to make sure you get the water out of them. So all the lines are actually open right now, okay? There's little eyelets, Caleb, if you come over here with the camera, there's little eyelets in here as well, and you want to use a screwdriver. So back away now, Caleb, and step over here. I don't think it's going to pop and shoot any water out, but it always could a little bit. I'm going to open those eyelets up halfway. There's a little ball in those. I actually open them all the way. Okay, I'm going to shut these guys down and turn them the opposite way as well. And if this little dude, can't turn him right now with my hands, but that's another way to bleed. Oh, I can. To bleed the valve as well and let any water out. Looks like all the water is back down to the basement now, so I just opened things up so that the water can freely flow. Okay, so there's no more water flowing through this guy anymore, so I feel pretty comfortable that I've gotten the water now to drain from here down into the basement. All right, into the basement. So it's going to go down into that drain in the basement. All right, so that's really all I have to do here as well. If I'm ever really concerned that there may still be some water in here, I actually take a blanket and wrap it around this also. It's really easy to reactivate this too if we get warm days in another week and I want to run the sprinklers again. So that's the way to get the water out of this system so that you don't crack any of the metal in it. Right? And yes, the hose down in the basement is draining. So this is a nice thing. You can see all the water coming slowly out through the hose and draining into the drain in the basement. And that's what I want to make sure that we get all the water out of the metal lines outside. Okay, and then lastly, we've got what you do in your garage, okay, or wherever your controls are for your sprinkler shut off. Now, in my house, and they're in the garage, and it's right here next to my door that takes me from my house into the garage. And then I also have an app for this device, and it's a newer one. You know, if you don't have a newer apparatus or a newer control, then you would just do it on the buttons in the garage. But I can actually take the app and push a button to turn off my summer mode, and it just stops watering completely in that regard. So the other thing I do throughout the colder months is I use an oscillator sprinkler connected to a hose and keep the grass wet throughout the winter on the warm days. You do want to make sure that you detach that hose from the side of the house and get all the water out of it, like walk lifting the hose as you go. That way, the days you do want to use it, it's not full of ice. All right. Hopefully these tips help you, and I recommend you do this sooner than later so you don't freeze any of your metal apparatus on the side of the home. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care.